cookie time.
Cookie ASMR.
And I just continue to eat a cucumber.
Dude, cucumbers are so great.
They are.
They really are.
Have you ever gotten a store cucumber though, where like the ends are super bitter?
No, I have not.
Ugh. That happens to us more frequently than I care to admit.
Seriously.
It's really unfortunate because like you go and you bite into the cucumber and then you're like, wow, and then you spit it out on the counter because it's so disgusting.
Sounds delightful.
I mean, I've had food where I've taken a bite of something and I've spat it out because it's so disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what's not disgusting?
What's that?
This podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to Undercooked Analysis. What a great opening.
Today's sponsor is Raid Shadow Legends.
No, don't bring that evil down on us, Matt.
Raid Shady.
Yes, indeed. It's time for everyone's favorite show in the world, the former spin-off of Midnight Marinara, now very much its own thing, Undercooked Analysis. I am your host, David King. I am joined, as 95% of the time, by my beautiful wife and co-host, Kaela.
Oh, hi. Sorry.
I'm trying to introduce you in a positive light.
I know, and that's very sweet of you, but
It's not hard to do because you are a ray of sunshine in my life.
you're being too sweet. Stop.
Oh my gosh, stop it!
You're too sweet. That's too, yeah.
Also, Matt's here.
How's it going? So,
And we also have Cinema Nippon and Animal Fact Files, aka
Yes.
Eli and Kylie, and Gracie.
Hold on. You guys are married?
Oh my gosh. Get out of
thought
here.
You were siblings.
No. Okay, seriously, how many times has that happened? Has anybody ever asked you all if you're siblings?
Never.
Thankfully, no. But I
God.
imagine, like, it's dawning on me that's probably happened to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We actually had a rather famous music reviewer ask us if we were siblings, and then we said no, we're engaged and we're getting married, and he said you might want to check that before you do that.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
To be fair, we're both very tall, we're both very thin, we both have dark hair, we both have blue eyes, we both have pointy noses, we both have like prominent cheekbones.
I mean,
We both have very, very prominent beards, so.
Yes.
I was gonna get all white people look alike, so I think the reason why nobody has questioned our parentage is because I am usually either a blonde or my hair is dyed red with brown eyes and straight hair, where I'm married to someone with curly dark hair and greenish blue eyes, so there is quite the difference.
That's fair.
Yeah,
fair.
that's pretty different.
But I feel like that's it's funny because if you talk to people about like why they think you look like someone, it's usually because A, you have the same hair color as someone, and B, you have the same kind of body type. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Like
Anyway.
there's a point where people would say, hey, you know, you look like this blonde-haired actress throughout my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Because she has blonde hair? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
yeah.
That makes
like-
sense.
It's the blonde hair. That's all it took.
when my hair's shorter, my beard is like way shorter. Every single day, if I go out to go get something to eat, like go to the grocery store, go get gas, there is always somebody that says, "Hey, you look like Zach Galifianakis," and I'm like, I know. It's even better when they say like, "Hey, do you realize you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know exactly what you're gonna say, and I've heard it a million times." And for a while, I just started saying, "Oh yeah, I was his hand double in the Hangover 2."
Oh my gosh.
gosh.
Yes, own it. Own it.
That's amazing.
Which is funny because I've known people who have not doubled. That's not the word. They're stand-ins where like usually they're the same height. So while the main actor is like doing something else, like getting prepared or whatever, they'll stand in so they can prepare the camera. And I have one friend who was a stand-in for oh my goodness, what's her name? It was for Rizzoli and Isles, the TV show. And she's the woman in the main character in that is so tall. She's like 6 feet. That yeah. So my friend is like male, and he's tall. So like the fact that he has to be her stand-in.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
Mhm.
I love it so much.
So tonight, just right, on Undercooked Analysis, we are reading a submission sent to us by an author who wants to be credited as PostMortemCreamPie.
Oh.
That's seriously.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my. I wonder if that has anything to do with the content of the story or
Oh
if
my
it's
God.
just
I hope not. I'm
have to-
honoring this individual's request, but
I have to read like the last sentence of the little message they sent you. So please credit me as Postmortem Cream Pie if you do read this on the show. My Reddit name is different for reasons.
For reasons.
Obvious. Okay.
Fair.
I prefer. Well, I mean, should we do? I don't know if we ever got. I mean, there's going to be a link to this, but Postmortem Cream Pie is writing this under the title Mustard Magus, which I actually kind of like as a username.
Yeah. For reasons.
I don't know what the reasons are.
I like them both for reasons.
Reasonable.
How do we refer to the author though in shorthand? Like I would just say Post.
Well, yeah, we can call him
Post pie.
PMCP.
PMCP.
That sounds like a hard drug.
It's like that thing where it's like come up with the dumbest name for a new kind of street drug. Like you get in like what was it, Quiplash, and it's PMCP.
Yeah.
What does it stand for? You don't want to know.
I mean, if we want to like, if we want to take the Japanese approach, it would be like Poe. That would be
Poe.
it.
Poe?
Yeah.
Yeah, Poe. That would be it. Because
Poe.
you would pretty much take the first syllable and of the first word and the last syllable of the last word, and that's the whole word.
Interesting. I didn't know there was a thing.
Huh.
They
All right, how are we going to read this?
Oh yeah. So the story, by the way, the story that's being sent to us is called The Game.
The game.
Oh no, I just lost.
No!
No, I'm 12.
I was waiting who would you know. I quit the game a long time ago because it just wasn't worth playing.
David,
Yeah,
David,
well,
David, come here, baby, talk to me.
Yeah. What's up? What's up?
You can never quit the game.
Who decided that?
Internet.
Postmortem Cream Pie.
I'm gonna have to speak to Postmortem Cream Pie.
Somebody's here.
Oh my god.
Well, earlier in the dregs, we were talking about the probability of an ASMR episode of UCA. So I think that's the perfect time to start to be like Postmortem Cream Pie.
My gosh, let's do ASMR.
We'll invite you back for the ASMR episode of UCA. The very
Listen, if you want Eli to do ASMR, you're gonna have a lot of mouth sounds. I'm just telling you
You're
right
that's
now.
what people want with ASMR, right?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You're
Mouth
gonna get
sounds.
it. You're gonna get it.
You're talking about the ASMR UCA?
Yeah.
PC?
Stop.
Exactly.
You're hurting my brain.
So, how
Right.
are we going to read this?
Okay, so fair warning, as noted earlier, this is a no sleep story. So
Oh no.
we know how it go with no sleep sometime.
Oh no.
But at least it doesn't have. This is a no sleep story without a no sleep title. So props. This was posted about a month ago. So it's newer. It says it's a part of a series though. I think we're only going to read the first one.
Yeah,
Okay.
how long is it?
It's not super long. Like
Oh.
if I scroll for a bit,
Oh, that's not bad.
it's not bad at all. So it's robust enough for a full episode without having to turn it into a short and shivery. So I think this should be okay.
Okay.
So, but let's pick a marching order.
We've done alphabetical. Is there another birthdays?
Wait.
Oh no.
Oh. Well, we're like all at the end of the year. I don't know when that is.
Except for mine.
Your birthday's in March, if I recall.
It's
right?
in February.
Oh, February. That's right.
All right, Matt's first.
Matt's first.
All right.
Then-
Who's after Matt?
Eli
Eli.
is August 9th.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's
Then-
right, because your birthday's on Kaela and I's wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Then my birthday is next, then yours, and then Kylie's.
Okay.
Because Kylie's
So
born.
it's gonna go Matt, Eli, you, me, Kylie.
Yeah, Kylie's born in December.
Are you two good with that?
Yeah.
Did I just get doxxed? Live on the internet? No.
Our birthdays
Oh no,
are so...
people know your birthday.
It's not like you haven't
I'm
doxed yourselves on your vlogs.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we have like almost 100 videos. I'm pretty sure.
What vlogs? I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, no, that sounds
Which are
good.
definitely not trash.
Definitely.
No,
Definitely.
definitely not trash.
All right, Matt, lead us into this.
All right. The game. In the rougher parts of St. Petersburg, formerly Leningrad, there is a game played by some of the more intriguing locals. It's not a game of skill or physical ability, but one testing your mental fortitude. It's a well-guarded little secret by those who play it. Well, until now. I've been haunted by the events of the last time I've played, and so I'm breaking the silence.
Front loading?
I don't know.
Not too bad.
I mean, he's just talking, like, he's saying, here's a game. I'm letting you know. I think the well until now and breaking the silence is a little front loading, but I mean, it has to do with the topic.
The game.
It's not, he's not saying like, then this horrible thing happened. He's like, no, this is just a little well-known secret. Let me tell you about it.
Okay, that's fair. That's pretty generous.
It could be, I mean, it could be a little like, I'm breaking the silence. It's a little front loading, but
I'm breaking the silence.
I was waiting to make that reference.
Hi, internet, high five.
But yeah, that's my, like, this
Thank
is
you.
one of those tough like, this is one of those like, not sure moments, because he's just talking about a game. He's not saying this horrible event that happened, and now I'm telling you now. It's just,
I've been haunted by the event, so that's why I've decided to break it. That's pretty simple, and I appreciate that.
I think
actually, I was just wondering, like,
I think that I've been haunted by the events of the last time I played, and so I'm breaking the silence is a little front loady, but before that's fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it, actually. I'm totally here for it.
I'm interested. I like that we're in St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
That's in Florida, right?
Yes, it's a
Formerly Leningrad.
Formerly, I said formerly now. What the heck?
George Foremanly.
There you go.
By the way,
No,
this is not spelled incorrectly. We're just dumb.
No.
Just blurring my words here.
Florida-ly Leningrad.
Yeah, the former Soviet Republic of Florida. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
So that's me, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I was first turned on to the game by a coworker. He and I went to the same school, but didn't speak much to each other. He was a grade or two above me, one of the cool kids. He'd been working at the fast food eatery for a few months by the time I got hired on. As we worked shifts together, we started talking, eventually becoming friends. Not the real close kind of friends you spend time with, just the type of friend you know when placed in close proximity. It was about a month later, when winter break started, that he mentioned it for the first time. The game.
This is the kind of friend it's like the con friend. You only see that friend at cons, and then otherwise.
No, I get this.
That's relatable.
Yeah.
Especially as a coworker, like somebody that you literally don't talk to outside of work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's like you get to the office and you probably talk for a good, like, 20 minutes a day or whatever, just to catch up on things, and then don't talk to them afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like once you stop working that job, you never speak to them again.
Exactly.
I mean, it's true, though.
I mean, I'll be blunt.
Oh no, like, I'm with you there. Like, I don't think I really talk to anyone after I've, like, left a job. It's like, okay, bye. There's no reason. We didn't hang out or do anything besides this, so. From what he told me originally is that there was an old office nestled in the back of a building that hadn't been used for a decade or two. The building itself was in the rougher parts of town. It hadn't seen any major renovations since before the rise of communism. During those times, it had been used by mobsters to extort rations and other various black market deals. Now, it sat vacant as far as anyone could tell, but the other spaces were still active. The alleyways near the place still had the occasional dead body found there, usually from drug overdose or things the local papers listed as unknown cause.
Oh, okay.
Mysterious deaths in a creepypasta story?
Gasp.
At first I was like thinking about the rise of communism in Florida, and then I got sidelined here by the occasional dead bodies.
The rise of communism in Florida.
Well, if you believe certain conspiracy theories.
I mean, it's not called a red state for nothing, am I right?
Whoa!
I'm sorry.
Like
No, that's great.
It's wonderful.
I don't. I mean, I live in a big city, and we do not talk about the occasional dead bodies. I don't live not here.
Yeah.
So I don't know like if there's like different ways that's handled in other places, but
Like, is that more common in Russia?
I just feel like that's like,
I don't know.
it's just a very flippant, like, yeah, the occasional dead body. Like, I don't know, that kind of that sits not well with me. If that makes sense. Like,
well,
like maybe there's something I don't know.
Maybe it'll get cleared up a little later. I don't know, because it's like, it feels like the kind of thing you'd have to like look into, otherwise you wouldn't know. Because like, there's all kinds of like U.S. cities where I can't imagine that random dead bodies don't turn up, but you just don't hear about them because it's
That's
like,
fair.
There's a couple of schools that I've either A, worked at, or B, went to school at, and they'd be like, oh yeah, there's another assault, there's another robbery.
Okay,
that's
fair. And like I said, like that, we don't have that where I live. That does not mean it's not happening elsewhere.
But like dead bodies is different than a robbery or assault.
St. Petersburg is a pretty big city. So.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's a pretty massive city, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
I will say when I was reading about Mumbai.
Yeah.
They did talk about they would just come across people dead in the street, and that was a thing. So like, I can see where that would happen, but like, I guess I don't know. I don't know St. Petersburg enough to be like, oh yeah, that's a place where you find dead bodies on the street. It just happens.
Yeah.
Like, so that's just me.
Yeah, it's possible.
Moving on.
All right. I think it's me.
Yes, it's me. It's you.
He told me the office itself was just a small, simple room with a single chair centered inside, waiting. It's in this chair that the game takes place, for those who sit there between midnight and 3 a.m. He told me that his oldest brother discovered the game when he was in high school and played it, eventually telling their other siblings and making them play it. By the time my coworker was in junior high, it came down to his turn to participate. Okay, simple paragraph.
All right.
Yeah.
Supposedly, if you make your way into the office just before midnight, taking your seat in the darkness alone, the game can begin. Shutting your eyes slowly, pressure like someone grasping your shoulders will build. As time goes on, the weight will grow, slowly and steadily, as a tingling sensation jolts up and down your spine. Okay, this is about ASMR. We should have done ASMR. You'll then begin to feel more hands. I think that's supposed to say groping.
Yeah.
You'll then
There's a weird.
Grouping your body.
There's a weird semicolon like up there too. Just anyway.
We'll come back to it. You'll then begin to feel more hands groping at your body. Whatever you do, don't open your eyes and stay calm. At the end of the 3 hours, a small box will be left at your feet. There's another semicolon.
That should just be a
colon.
That should just be commas.
Yeah, comma. This is comma.
Yes.
If you're going to use a semicolon it separates two complete sentences. You have to have a sentence that can stand on its own with a period, and then another sentence that could stand on its own with a period. But the sentences just happen to be very closely related to one another, and that's why you use a semicolon.
Yes.
In this case, yeah. Supposedly, if you make your way into the office just before midnight, taking your seat in the darkness alone, that's not a complete sentence. You need the comma. It has to be a comma. So
just grammar and punctuation advice.
Yeah.
Same with after 3 hours. That's not a complete sentence.
And I mean, I mean, I don't know who else wants to have hands grouping at them, but
No, this sounds awful. I would
honestly, this just sounds like a game of keep calm and group on.
Now I'm like, I feel like it's like, yeah, here's about this game, and then it's like, just don't worry about it, and it's like, why do I get a feeling like random people will just come and start groping? And you're like, why? That's uncomfortable.
I know it's a misspelling, but the hands grouping immediately gave me the mental image of I think it's in Labyrinth when she goes through the wrong door and there's the faces made out of hands that are talking to her.
The helping hands, yeah.
Yeah. The helping hands. That's right. That's what I thought of grouping hands.
I actually thought of the same thing, weirdly enough.
I remember Dave and I saw behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Or that, or not behind the scenes. How do we word this? We saw Brian Henson talk about it, and he was actually one of the hands, and they all had to lay their bodies on top of each other. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's not COVID safe.
Yeah, but that's what puppeteers do. Personal space does not exist when you are at the Jim Henson workshop.
Yeah.
This is a personal pet peeve of mine, and I will bring it up every time I'm on this show. I don't care. Deal with it. If you have the same freaking word in the same a sentence and then another sentence, and then you have the same freaking word, like pull out a thesaurus and change the word, please.
Don't use slowly twice, please.
Slowly. Like you could come up with so many other words, like, and you can get better imagery by using something else. Just drop it if you don't need it.
Well, unless you're making a rhetorical point.
If you're making a rhetorical point by repeating, like I came, I saw, I conquered. That's rhetoric. Like that, you can do that. Like that's okay.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to make a point or if it's serving a purpose, but I don't think putting slowly, and I mean, honestly, like I stumbled over shutting your eyes, comma, slowly pressure. Like, I don't know why I stumbled over that. That's could just be me. Listen, I'm not the best reader in the world. So
yeah, just a quick rewrite of that paragraph, I think would do this person some benefit.
Yeah, otherwise we're still interested.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to know what happens with these grouping hands.
So let's continue.
Let's continue then. According to his siblings, if you sit there for the 3 hours, you win. Your prize inside the small box left in front of you. From what they know, each box will contain a similar prize. Solid gold pieces of a puzzle. At least it's something nice and not chicken nuggets. They don't always fit together and are for some sort of three-dimensional object, possibly even for multiple different puzzles, as none of them have been able to fully finish one.
Why am I getting Yu-Gi-Oh vibes?
I'm getting Banjo-Kazooie.
I was about to say, when you open the box, does it go and you go
Oh my god.
Kayla, I'm with you. I got it.
Yeah, see, we both were like
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yami Yugi is in there.
It's the Millennium Puzzle made out of jiggy.
As his hands are groping you, constantly grouping you.
Oh my god!
Yami Yugi
listen, I would be grouped. I would absolutely be grouped by Yami Yugi's hands.
For 3 hours.
If you knew for sure it was Yami Yugi.
No. God, no.
I said dark magician in defense mode.
God damn it.
It's okay. Kaiba's not here to stop me this time.
All right, somebody get on this fanfic right now. I'll read it.
Slash fic. Oh boy.
I'm here for it.
Reader / Yami.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yes.
And then you read it out loud as an ASMR.
In Kaiba's voice.
In Kaiba's voice?
Yeah.
Is it Whispering Kaiba?
Whispering Kaiba.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Screws and rules.
Whispering Kaiba. I am trademarking that. That is going to be my ASMR YouTube channel is going to be Whispering Kaiba.
Whispering Kaiba.
Oh my god. You probably would become very big from that. That's probably just call it Whispering Kaiba.
But one video is just Kaiba whispers the words "the Shadow Realm" over and over again.
I mean, I'd listen to it. Let's be honest.
The Shadow Realm. Yugi, the Shadow Realm.
All right, read.
Okay. I initially passed this off as him trying to impress or spook me, but he kept insisting that the game was real. Thinking it over in my head for the rest of the shift, I supposed it could be real. His brothers and sisters had probably found the place and used it to smoke pot or drink, making up the game with their friends to initiate the younger siblings to the secret. With the real gold being in on the secluded little space, all the cool kids go to shoot the shit.
That's quite the jump from, oh, yeah, this whole joke he has is probably a way for me to be initiated into the cool kids club.
That's
What?
yeah.
I want to get to know the narrator more because
Yeah.
I want to know
Yeah.
why they would make that jump.
Let's see if we learn a little more as we go.
Yeah.
I think it's your turn, Kaela.
Yeah. On the following day, to my surprise, he brought a few blocky gold pieces, claiming that they were only a small amount of the ones he's won. This only served to unsettle me, who had enough money to give out these
Okay,
this only
again,
served to unsettle me, period. Who had enough money to give out these prizes and why? I'm kind of wondering if this English is not this person's first language. I have a funny feeling that's probably the case.
I mean, grammar, a lot of the grammar and punctuation. I mean, it took me a while to understand how semicolons worked, for example. So,
Yeah.
That's true.
Grammar's not easy.
No.
Like in any language.
Yeah, grammar
but-
could be a
And
bitch.
yeah, it can't be a bitch. In my mind, this game took on a sinister aspect. Was this how some sick bastards lured in kids to grope and prod to their like, yeah, that's what I was thinking!
Yeah.
My stomach turned at the idea, especially when thinking of how frequent bodies turned up in the alley nearby.
okay, I like this. I like this train of thought, actually.
I do too. I really
Yeah.
like this because I will say
Now.
when it was talking about the groping hands, I was like that's very uncomfortable. That is not a situation I want to be in.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily supernatural. It's just like you've got your eyes closed. It could be anything.
Yeah, that's
That jump is not that weird.
Go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Like that was my first thought too. Is like the idea of being groping for 3 hours is not worth getting these gold pieces. Not even close.
Yeah, because what are they gonna do to you? I don't know. That's that's unsettling. So I'm glad that it brought that back up.
And I like that it's a different kind of unsettling. Somehow it's a worse explanation. It's a worse outcome if it's like not a ghost or just a supernatural presence, but it's just some sick perverts or something.
Yeah,
like, honestly.
because that's really icky. That's super duper icky.
Well,
I think this sentence just like worked in this person's favor. Like it's basically like you said, Matt. They're thinking like a normal person.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it only makes it worse if you subscribe to my headcanon also with the blocky gold pieces. I'm imagining them as just 2x4 Lego bricks that have been spray painted gold.
Yes. Yes.
Like, and the friend shows up the next day and is like, "Yeah, this is the gold I got," and the narrator just looks at it and is like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
It's like peeling a little bit.
Yeah, it's not even a good spray paint job.
Yeah, it's
like it's clumpy in certain
the
places.
350 shit.
Yeah.
On the following day, sorry, that was your paragraph, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember how, but eventually he talked me into attempting it. Whether it was the idea of the gold or the sheer curiosity of what was going on.
What?
Whether
It's spelled like,
The weather.
Hot day weather.
it was raining, and I decided I wanted to go try this gold thing out. By now, we had become closer friends. Spending time outside of work or school, I even met a few of his siblings who insisted that the game was well worth succumbing to curiosity. They even showed me their pieces of puzzles, various shapes and sizes, but gold nonetheless. I asked if so many of them had played multiple times. Why didn't they have a finished puzzle? They only chuckled, noting that they aren't handed out in order. If they were, then any other players clearly had the majority of the pieces.
Yeah, the only thing, this person just needs to do a second reread and just fix the grammar.
Well, I mean that's kind of, again,
a
one of
lot
the
of
reasons
other
one of the
stuff.
reasons we're here is to kind of help with this sort of process. So yeah, there's a few, as we've stated a few times now, a few just little grammar, punctuation, and spelling things that could be cleaned up so far.
Now here's my question. Who the hell is attempting this multiple times? Yeah, I'm gonna
someone who likes the idea of being roped by strangers.
Somebody really wants to finish that puzzle.
Somebody who really likes it when Yami Yugi whispers into their ear.
Hey, do not bring me into this.
God damn it.
All right. They all took me to see the infamous building and the office inside. It was old and must have served as an apartment at one point. It still showed signs of the odd little flat here and there. The ground level served as various shops and businesses. Pawn shops, convenience stores, and even a barber's lined the main street. Nestled between the convenience store and the barber's was a reinforced glass door. It led to a simple landing and a staircase. We walked through the building, making our way to the 3rd floor. They gestured to a plain wooden door at the end of the hallway. It was the door to the office that now sat nearly abandoned, with its rare late-night visitors. Seeing the door only made my arms weak and palms sweaty. Goddamn.
Heavy mom spaghetti!
Oh no. All right. What's going on here?
But I must say,
the narrator's about to lose themselves in the moment. You own it.
I actually like this description of the building, because usually when people describe buildings, it's like random building in the middle of Nowheresville, where this is like, yeah, oh my God, I can see this. This is clearly takes place in a city. Like, this is believable. I like this visual. Like,
I do too. I love this idea because you'll walk downtown and like you'll see all those like random little doors and you always wonder like where does that go? Or like you see those flights of stairs that like just go down underground and then there's a door and you're just like, where does that go?
Oh yeah. This is
so I like this a lot. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
All right. My mind returned to the thoughts of the creeps waiting in the darkness, eagerly awaiting for those brave or stupid enough to enter. Just the mental image of just people waiting day in and day out, ready to grope and prod at the technically willing individuals, indulging in their own sickness. They took notice of this stain growing on my face, reassuring me that as long as I kept my eyes closed and stayed relatively calm, I'd be fine.
No, you're not.
Ensuring me that that's kind of an odd structure, ensuring me that later tonight will change my perspective on the situation.
Yeah, it's a little bit
I
odd.
shall be touched in a way that I never thought I'd be touched before.
You'll come away touched.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a legitimate question.
Yes.
Why can you not just wear a blindfold?
Oh, that would probably help.
That's against the rules. That's illegal.
Question mark?
I thought that does it have to be eyes closed or does it have to be just be you can't see them?
No, your eyes have to be closed. So
but but if you have a blindfold on, like you're probably not going to open your eyes because you have that pressure on your eyes and everywhere else on your body. It is very uncomfortable.
Like, again, why? Why are you doing this?
Like, I don't know if like me being a woman plays into the way I'm feeling about this. Like, I'm sure that
I get it, honestly.
Yeah. Like, I was going to say, I'm sure everybody who doesn't like to be touched in ways that they don't like to be touched can like, empathize with this.
Yeah. That's no good.
What?
Meanwhile, there's one person in St. Petersburg who like that's their fetish is being touched by strangers, and they're the ones hoarding all the other pieces.
Oh my gosh! Yes, you're right. Listen, that'd be fine if you if you like that, you like that. That's fine.
They don't even care about the puzzle.
Yeah.
They're just like they just go home and throw it in a corner, and they're just like, can't wait to go back tomorrow and get groped by strangers.
Exactly.
If they're totally cool with that and they're giving consent, I mean.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like no shame or anything. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, there's just somebody who has like an entire bathroom full of gold puzzle pieces. Yes. They can't even get to the toilet anymore.
Oh my god.
All right.
Yes.
No, they just read that one.
That one.
Yeah. Okay. I recall work going normal with just me and the manager for the better part of the shift. I didn't dwell on thoughts of the activity I'd be engaging in that night. Work distracted me. That is until the closing shift cashier came in. After my shift, I sat in the lobby eating my meal and contemplating. Questions raced through my head over and over again. Who ran this game and why? Was I really going to go through with this nonsense?
Is there an easy mode? What are the cheat codes?
Wear a blindfold.
Down.
Can I Konami code and just, or is there a way I can clip through the wall and get to the
If
minus
I
wall?
Konami code, do I get 30 gold pieces or do I get touched by 30 hands?
If I come in with a game genie,
I feel like this paragraph should have occurred earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're talking about like, oh, I was at work and all that. I'm like, wait, but you're talking about you being in the building
once
now.
Just at the building.
Once you're at the building, we don't need you to go back, think back on work. Yes, Gracie.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is a little like confusing. I agree.
yeah. All right, you're up, Kaela.
Oh. I was finally on the verge of being in the it crowd, the cool kids. Would not going through with this ruin it for me. I was looking for things to kill the time as all this kept lolling over in my head. I decided to go into the convenience store there on the street. I tried to get some information on the building and the area from the clerk, but they seemed to know nothing more than I did. Wait.
Seam
Wow.
apostrophe D.
Wait. We jumped from being at the building where he was supposed to go in, and now we're back at his work? Like, is he thinking back on his work and okay?
Yeah.
He went to work and then he came back to the site.
No, because it said at the beginning of the previous paragraph, I recall work going normal.
Yeah.
So he's doing a whole memory thing with this
Oh.
memory.
Because they're getting cold feet about it. So they're thinking about earlier in the day.
Yeah, this part should have been
Gotcha, okay.
earlier. This part should have been earlier before.
And then the next paragraph is them getting snapped back to reality.
Oh.
Whoa, there goes gravity.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was only a matter of time before the Eminem references got in here. You remember where to go, right? One of his elder brothers said, as I came up the sidewalk to the door I'd been waiting in front of.
Nervously, I croaked out, yeah, it's the last door on the 3rd floor, right? Fidgeting my hands, glancing between the 3 of them.
It's not croaked, it's crocked.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah.
La la la. It's crocodile rocked out.
All right.
Yep.
Good. We forgot to mention, from here on, you'll be on your own. We can't come with you to the door. My coworker said, leading me through the door and
Wait.
shutting it behind me.
I feel like he's the kind of person who would go, Candy Boss to say
Candy Boss!
I can take you to the door of darkness, but I can't close it for you. The gravity! The gravity of the
Okay.
situation hit me.
Yeah.
Oop, there goes gravity.
All right. The gravity of the situation hit me. Why can't they come with me? Perhaps this was all a joke. They were going to wait till I was good and scared and then jump out at me. Then we were all going to have a good laugh and I finally be one of the guys. The idea that it was all some elaborate joke eased me, allowing me to continue.
Awful trusting, but okay.
Yeah.
I think what could help here, because clearly this character is someone who wants to be part of the in-crew and all that. I think it should be mentioned earlier, like who he is as a person in high school or whatever, like his unpopularity, and is to increase the idea, yeah, why does he want to be cool? Like,
I was actually thinking that too. Oh God, I can't breathe. Okay. I feel like, so this person's working a job, which means that they're probably, we'll just say at least 16.
mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to think back when I was that age, like how much did I really care about being like in the popular group? But I guess I'm not a really good example because my entire class size was 12. So there wasn't really a popular group.
You were the entire popular group.
Yeah. But how about y'all? Like when you were 16, were you like purposefully doing things out of your comfort zone in order to like get in with this group that you thought was cooler than you?
Nope.
Okay, in a different way. I mean, my high school, I graduated with 444 students.
That's
Yeah.
a lot bigger than mine.
Yeah. Yes, that's true, Gracie. But I just wanted to be liked in general, no matter, like, it didn't matter what kind of person. So I tried to fit in any way I could throughout high school, which meant, like, okay, felt like I had to dress this way. I had to like certain things in order to be liked. I was very self-conscious throughout, like, my teenage years about trying to be liked as much as possible and not seem weird. I think it made me more weird. It's just more like I wanted to have friends rather than fit in with the popular crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. What about you?
I'm the same as Kaela, honestly. I had no desire or any illusion that any of the popular kids would have liked me in the first place. And I didn't particularly like any of them, but I did have a relatively small group of, like, I guess you'd call them close friends at the time, because out of the class of, like, almost 500, I had, like, maybe 6 friends that I hung out with outside of school. And I would definitely do stuff that was outside of my comfort zone because I didn't want to be rejected by the small group that I'd been friends with since middle school, probably.
Exactly.
Okay, but did you do that for people who were not part of your
Oh,
group?
hell no.
That's what I'm trying to get at here. Like, I'm trying to, like, why is this group so alluring?
Well, I was going to say, does this person have friends to begin with?
Yeah,
I
like,
think
does this
that would
We
person
don't
be-
have
know that.
friends?
Yeah,
That would be
we
helpful.
don't know about.
If that was addressed, like, maybe he is a loner, maybe it's always been his desire to be part of this cool crowd because it seemed like they always had the most fun and he's very, very lonely. That, like, just a paragraph about that would.
I think that would help really clear a lot of stuff up. And, like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, why do you care about these people? Like, get a new job.
Yeah, seriously. Whose paragraph are we on, by the way?
Through the glass, they gestured.
Oh, is that me or Kaela?
Oh, Eli just read the gravity one. So,
So it's
yeah.
you. Yeah. All right.
Okay, through the glass, they gestured for me to make my way up the stairs. Wait, what?
Through the glass?
Through
They're
the glass?
standing on the other side of a window.
But they're saying go. They're not saying come, they're saying go.
They're saying, like, go up the stairs.
Yeah.
In this lighting, the
Oh, they led him through the door and shut it behind. Okay, yeah.
And now they're like, go on.
And now they're
Go, go.
looking through the glass of the door, like, go on,
Okay.
go up.
In this lighting, the landing looked different. The only light coming from a bulb protruding from the wall halfway up the stairs. That single bulb flickered dimly with every other step. The only sound of my feet hitting the steps. Yeah, that could be worded a little better. The only sign that anyone still used the building were cigarette butts littering the floor. As I reached the first floor, the air grew stagnant and musty. The stench of mold permeated the air. I wonder why I didn't notice it in the day. Here's something I've noticed about first drafts, and I've noticed this with myself as well. Whenever you write a story, the first part always has, like, the least amount of grammar errors, but it gets worse as you continue. And I think it's because, like, you're writing and there's a point where you're like, okay, I just need to get through this, and you start to focus on just finishing it more than, like, the grammar itself.
You hit your stride a little bit. And you just kind of
like, I've noticed this with my own writing and other people's stories.
It's kind of like when you write an essay at the last minute. And at first you're like, yeah, I'm doing this, and by the end you're like, oh god, what am I doing this to myself?
Considering changing it to 13-point font.
Yeah.
Me, this person, his or her, I do not.
Oh my gosh. The third floor hallway was darker than the other. No windows for moonlight to break up the shadows. I tried feeling for a light switch on the wall nearest me, but it was useless. Deciding that it wouldn't have made much of a difference if the lights on the other floors were anything to go off of, I checked my phone as I headed to the final door at the end of the hall. It was 11:45. The game was growing closer than it ever had been before.
That day. Only that day.
Or for them.
Yeah.
Or for that person.
Yeah.
A feeling of unease returned as I reached for the doorknob. What if I backed out now? How would they know unless this was all some sort of prank? If that was the case, I'd probably lose my newest friend and my only chance to be cool. What if I waited on the stairs, returning to them after, and it wasn't a prank? What would the people behind this do if they found someone so close to the room but not in it? Not to mention they'd ask to see the puzzle piece if any doubt was in their minds. I want to be a cool kid.
This kind of comes off as like an early 90s episode of Goosebumps at this point.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel that.
Way more horrible implications.
I want to be cool. Well, if you want to be cool, kid, you gotta go get molested by ghosts.
Oh my god.
Anyway, ignoring all the feeling in my gut, I headed into the room, closing the door behind me. All I had to do was get through this once, and then I could put it all behind me. The idea of being able to pawn off or sell the gold to someone was just a bonus. I made my way to the chair, sitting solemnly in the room. It was like one of those chairs from a science lab at school, a hard acrylic seat and matching backs with hollow metal legs.
You know what? They did mention there were a lot of pawn shops in the area, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the pawn shops come here? Because like, oh yeah, random people come out of this building and sell these gold puzzle pieces.
Like one of the pawn shops probably has a completed puzzle like in the back room.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Hey, how often has Gruntilda been to this place? Because she has so many puzzle pieces in her lair.
Here in the room, the smell of mold was stronger, as if it was the origin point. There was something more. A coppery metallic smell seemed to singe my nose hairs. I finally closed my eyes and relaxed, and at nearly the same moment, a pressure weighed down upon me. Heavy and sudden, it reminded me of being a child in family photos. Father's hands resting on my shoulder.
It's not, fathers is not, there's not an apostrophe.
Right, it's
so
plural.
It's like all the fathers.
Yes.
All the fathers.
You know what? That's actually a correct use of the semicolon there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right
You're
there. Heavy and sudden, it reminded me of being a child in family photos. Semicolon. Father's hands resting on my shoulder. That's a
good use of a semicolon.
Woo!
More of that.
Yeah.
Oh, me. A tingling bolted up and down spine. Chilling me to my very core. I'm just doing this because we're trying to be silly and laugh.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
But
I mean, look, everybody who submits to the show knows what they're getting into.
But just know, like,
we care. We do care.
Grammar aside, this is so far a pretty interesting story.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll get into it more as we, when we get the full picture. But let's see.
Yeah, I scrunched my face in discomfort, attempting to further close my eyes. The way a child does when afraid in the night. I wanted to flee, to jump up and push past the other person in the room, not stopping till I was back at the bottom of the stairs with my friends who surely would understand. Yeah, they're not your friends. The pressure on my shoulders swelled with a crawling sensation manifesting in my skin. Hands seemed to grasp my ankles, cementing me to the spot. Oh,
Yeek.
oh,
Yeek.
I feel uncomfortable now.
Yeek. Another set of hands began to crawl across my body, caressing me gently.
No!
More hands grouped at my forearms, grasping with immense strength. Suddenly, a sharp prodding under the back of rib cage hit me. It felt as if someone was reaching up inside me, routing through my organs, searching. Sheer panic flooded me. Had I been duped? Was my coworker and his brothers bringing me here to harvest my organs?
Oh.
Did they work for the black market and that's how they obtained the gold to further lure people into the trap? Usually when you want to steal a kidney, you use a drug drink and a bathtub full of ice. Just saying. It's probably a lot simpler.
Maybe
unless
these guys are trying to work with a budget. I don't know.
We don't have enough money for poison.
You can't afford ice. What are you crazy?
in this economy.
Bile churned in my stomach. I'd been played by someone I called my friend. Someone I had gotten close to, only to be stabbed in the back. I'd most likely end up just another body in the back alleys of St. Petersburg, labeled as a victim of a mugging or as unknown death by people on their payroll. However, if I sat here calmly, there could be a chance I make it. I could make my way to the convenience store and make sure an ambulance could find me. That I could hopefully that I could hopefully tell someone what happened and who was involved so it couldn't happen again this easily.
They played us like a damn fiddle.
I mean, this is unsettling.
Mhm.
Like, I find myself personally unable to relate to it.
Because you've not had a hand inside of your
inside of
sternum.
no one has ever actually reached into my rib cage and groped my organs and grouped my organs, but
So no one has ever yelled Kali Ma at you. And...
Kalima.
no,
Reach
that hasn't
inside,
happened.
steal your heart.
Not yet.
No, but you mean like you can't relate to getting into the situation.
I cannot relate to making the decision to come to this situation, but I
Yeah.
can relate to feeling absolutely unsettled by the situation.
Oh yeah, same. Like I can't imagine if someone were telling me, yeah, you would be a growth for 3 hours. I'm like, yeah, that's not worth it. Bye, bitch.
Yeah.
Nope, not.
Nope.
That's a swipe left for me.
Oh man.
The grips tightened once more. Now even more hand were moving across me as they pleased. Some clawed across me, painfully dragging nails down my arms and back, while other hands teased,
No.
gently
No.
rubbing fingertips on my chest and thighs.
Oh.
Damn, Yugi.
Oh no.
Oh no, it gets
Flashes
worse.
ran across my body while a rough grass cupped my groin.
No.
Then a dull, crushing weight hit my sternum, and it seemed like something was pulling at my ribcage, rattling it like an enraged prisoner eager to escape.
Oh no, this is bad.
Oh. I mean,
It was
like-
getting a little grossed out here.
I don't blame you.
No.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
God.
I mean, well done for imagery.
Yeah, seriously.
Well done for
Yeah.
imagery.
It was only a matter of time. I figured I was wondering if it was going to go there, but it was only a matter of time before something went for the groin.
Yeah.
Something always has to go for the groin.
So you said the grips tightened. Would you call them death grips?
I was about to say tachyon.
I'm just saying there's only 6 paragraphs degrees of separation between Eminem and death grips. That's what
That's-
what
okay.
I've learned here today.
You know what? I think they should have downplayed in the beginning. It's like instead of saying the words groping, they should have said you would just have hands on you and you'll
Yeah,
be
yeah,
okay. Just hands on you. That's all they have to say for 3 hours. And then it's like then when the groping happens, that would add a more. I mean, this is already shocking enough, and I'm already uncomfortable.
Mhm.
But it's hard for me to believe someone would be told you're going to be groped for 3 hours and then you'll get gold pieces. I'm like, this is not worth it.
Yeah.
That is absolutely not worth it. But if you were to say, oh, you just would have hands, you feel like you have hands on you for 3
Mhm.
hours, nothing, and they keep saying nothing bad will happen to you. Just keep your eyes closed.
Mhm.
Then you'll get gold. That downplays it enough. I think that I could see this person be like, oh, well, okay, then it's just a thing, I guess.
At the same time, I think if the character were more fleshed out and they were written to be like a thrill seeker or something, this could totally work in its current state, where they're like, I can totally handle being groped for 3 hours, and then they bit off more than they could chew, and even though they were told what it was going to be, it's still more intense than what they were told.
That's
You
another way
could,
of
you
saying
could
it.
easily reframe. Like, I'm not saying you should, but you could reframe
Mhm.
the story as someone who's like into like is like someone who's into like kinks and wants to like find
Yeah.
this
Or-
idea really appealing, but then
Honestly-
it bites off more than they can chew.
Honestly, this is still horrifying on its own. Like
Yeah,
the
oh,
way
yeah.
this is
Oh
written,
yeah.
actually, I'm like uncomfortable, and it's creating the effect it's supposed to. So this part is actually very well done. I just think there's ways that could lead into this a little better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if one or the other of those elements were changed, like either the person were more fleshed out in that direction or the initial like pitch of it were downplayed. I think either
Yeah.
of those could work, you know.
Yeah.
Or if you gave more characterization
Yeah.
to this person in the beginning that they're a loner and that they're lonely, or you know, or like there's a really good reason why they should be in with this group of people.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'm still waiting. I'm still trying to figure out why is it so worth it to this person to get here? Like what led to it?
Mhm.
Should we keep going?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I think you're up, Eli.
Me? Yeah. How many people were there in this room? From the feeling, it had to be at least 10 or more people, both males and females. Nails clawed furiously. The gentile caresses turning violent like the rest. A voice then whispered into my ear, "Thanks for playing with us." It sounded like an unattractive, husky woman attempting to be more alluring than she probably was.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn,
thanks for
son.
playing with us.
That is, damn.
You gotta whisper though, like, "Thanks for playing with us."
It's the Baba Yoga.
Oh God.
God.
So how do you tell whether or not somebody is male or female based on their hands?
How do you tell if they're fat? When they speak to
Also
you.
true.
Like-
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think you can necessarily tell if somebody is fat if
Mm-mm.
by their
By
voice,
their voice,
like.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I do understand somebody thinking it sounded like, and like I can definitely understand somebody thinking that.
Oh,
but like,
when I heard husky, I was thinking the sound of her voice was husky, not her look. But that makes more sense. Okay,
Yeah.
even then, yeah, you can't tell, and you can't even tell if the person's unattractive just by their voice.
yeah,
Right.
but-
Yeah.
If
This person is being very judgmental.
That's
I
yeah.
don't appreciate
This
it.
is why
Very
you're a
irritating.
loner.
if
They just went through a traumatic experience. I mean,
if Evil Girlfriend from Venture Brothers is any hint of that, so.
oh yeah,
Dr. Girlfriend.
Dr. Girlfriend, thank you.
It's Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch now.
Yeah, her voice though.
so good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
Stunned and horrified, I could only sit in silence, paralyzed with my eyes shut tightly. I don't know how long I was sitting there, but it felt like hours. I didn't come till my phone went off in my pocket. It was my mother texting me, worried where I had been and if I were okay. The time was 4:25 a.m. I returned her text with a call, sobbing. Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
I begged her to come to the area I was at and that I was scared out of my fucking mind. She stayed on the phone with me as she rushed to my location. It was here that I realized something had opened me up. I would have bled out by now. I then noticed...
if something had opened me up.
It was here that I realized if something had opened me up, I would have bled out by now. Okay. I then noticed the small jewelry box sat by my feet. Inside was small golden puzzle block.
Go.
Da, 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 da.
Well, Banjo, was it worth it? Was it worth it? No.
Oh, Jesus.
I met my mother outside the convenience store, still shaking from the experience I just went through. She rushed at me, embracing me, glad to see her precious baby was safe. Her touch only worsened my condition. It caused me to vomit and pass out.
Unnecessary.
When I awoke, I was in the hospital being poked and prodded all over again. The doctors ran blood tests to see if I had been on drugs, while psychologists listened to me retell the incident. Due to my hysteria, they wanted to keep me for a couple of days, looking over my mental state while prescribing me anti-anxiety medication. The lead psychologist wrote it off as a normal reaction to someone with undiagnosed anxiety reacting to a cruel prank gone wrong. After a few days, they let me return home as long as I stayed on the medicine.
Nope. This has gotten worse. I'm done.
This is the part where Eli leaves.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Bye, Eli.
Returning to. Oh, we'll talk to you later, babe.
Okay, bye.
Returning to work a few days after being released, there he was. He looked haggard and unkempt. I was surprised they let him work looking like that. I couldn't hold back my anger. I lashed out at him then and there. He was apologetic, spouting some crap about running off because some guys tried to mug them. My anger at him only grew. If it was the truth, then it meant he had left me there at that damn building alone. We worked the rest of our shift in silence. I think this is a really good opportunity. This is this paragraph, like before we've had a lot of imagery, and this paragraph, when I look at it and when I read it, I see a lot of like telling as opposed to showing. Like, how are you mad? Like, what, like, how is your body reacting to being mad? Like, I think it would be more impactful if it wasn't I lashed out at him then and there. If it said something like, I had to hold back a punch, you know, you kind of like get more imagery when you do something like that.
Afterwards, he approached me. Hey man, I know you're mad at me and you have the right to be, but can I explain myself to you? He asked sincerely. That was my paragraph.
Good paragraph.
It was.
Nicely done.
Very good.
Oh.
I wanted to explode on him all over again.
Oh.
I could have called it a postmortem cream pie.
You could call it a postmortem cream pie. Is that what you just said?
Oh!
Yeah. I'm sorry. I wanted to explode on him all over again, but I decided to hear him out before giving him what he deserved. He wasn't very coherent. From what I gleaned, the game originated back when czars held power. Supposedly, they played and forced others to play for their own personal game. The areas were usually places of great pain and grief. If the nobles couldn't find one, they made one. Who knows how many serfs they killed in attempts to make a suitable place. The exact amount of games and players were unknown. One player kept a journal detailing their personal experiences. According to some of the entries, it was believed to be owned by the Mad Monk Rasputin.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't buy his bullshit at the time.
Neither do I.
He produced a small business card and told me it was for a support group for other players.
Fuck you.
I'll never forget those last words he said to me.
Fuck you.
Bruh.
Dude, don't do my boy Rasputin dirty.
No. It's a support group
Yeah.
for other players. You brought him there for this bullshit.
To mentally scar him.
Also, why does he haggard now when before it wasn't like an issue? I don't understand.
I don't know. Unless there's something else going on that they're not like directly saying.
Yeah.
Like, because they brought the narrator there and the narrator messed up somehow. They're in trouble. I don't know.
You know, there's a way to cheat the game. His voice grew soft. If you can unfocus your eyes, there's no need to shut them. Oh yeah, me with my glasses and taking them off will actually cheat the game. My shitty eyes have come.
Just like the first sentence of the next.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
It's a
no.
spicy meatball.
Here we go.
Oh.
He left after that, and I never saw him again. He committed suicide that same night.
No.
What the fuck?
Damn, boy.
Why did he do that?
I don't understand. Is he guilty? Does he feel guilty?
That's
Like, why does he
such a
feel guilty
weird-
now? I received a sealed letter in a manila envelope a few days later. In it, he expressed remorse and urged me never to play the game again.
No shit.
He insisted that I go to the support group and try to make the best of my life.
Question, if there's already a support group, why would you force him into this?
Yeah.
He also told me that any anger I felt was justified and that he was leaving me his pieces. There at the bottom of the envelope were 30 small golden shapes.
What? He
With
did
one-
that 30 times?
Whoa! With one large flat piece the size of a child's palm rested in the pile of mixed blocks.
Weeks passed, and the idea of calling the support group lulled in my mind. I wanted answers to what was going on, and whether for better or worse, I called them. They gave me the time and place of the monthly meetings, and I was shocked to hear they were held at a civic center. I knew I had to commit to this and get answers.
And that's the end, because this is apparently a series.
Oh, yes, that's
That's right. It's a series.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this does make me want to know where it goes from there.
I feel the same. Like, I'm
Yeah.
curious about what else is going to happen. I feel the same way.
Okay,
Um,
well, maybe we'll check in with this later as bits come out. But I think there's some. The suicide thing is what's really throwing me right
Yeah.
now.
That's kind of
And the support group thing, like
Yeah.
what? I mean, okay, the initial thing about the game leading to the puzzle pieces. Okay, sure, there's some intrigue there, but there's some clunky bits that I'm really just not jiving with right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be completely
The tough part
honest.
is, like that, again, the ending does feel clunky, but the description of being in that building is so uncomfortable and horrifying. It's like I rarely get to read something like that, and it's really good. And I
Mhm.
think that's really good. I think this just needs to be rewritten and reframed. And I think okay.
Given a little more, I think just giving it a little more context
Yes.
would really help, and also maybe cleaning up the bit about there's some semantic stuff I'm not grasping right now about like the friend or how often the friend has played the game and why it hasn't affected them. It doesn't seem like it affects them until now.
Why
which seems
now?
weird. And then why would this person willingly make their friend get this person who doesn't know any better to play the game if they're just going to later be like, well, sorry about that, and commit suicide?
I'm out. Bye.
But he's done this 30 times, by the way. And it doesn't seem like there's anything different.
Or other people have committed suicide and he got their pieces.
And what about the brothers? Like, weren't their brothers involved in this, or?
Yeah, it was this person said his older brothers had done because it was him and the brothers that brought the protagonist there, right?
So part of the group.
I feel like this should have been downplayed, the beginning part where they say, oh yeah, you sit there, you close your eyes, you hear creepy voices or something, very downplay it quite a bit, and then you get gold pieces, and you're like, oh, that's it, yeah, that's it, that's all it is. But then the groping comes in, and that is.
Why doesn't it cause the protagonist to open their eyes if they're not expecting it, though? And why did they not open their eyes?
That's
in the first
why
place?
I think a blindfold should be added, like Kylie suggested.
Yeah, I think blindfolds make things easier.
I kind of feel like basically after, like, from the hospital onward, could use some cleaning up.
Yeah. Falls apart a bit there.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit rushed, I feel like, because I feel like there was a lot of, like, the pacing was good, even if there's some weirdness about going back and forth in time. I feel like the pacing was good up to that point, and then it felt like the rest of it was really rushed because it was like a quarter of the length of the rest of it, but a lot more happened in a way.
Yeah. It's Yeah, it's interesting because, like, I think it's intriguing enough that I would be interested in seeing where this goes from here. But at the same time, I feel like some significant need to be cleaned up in this part for me to really want to stick with it as a series. So I can actually, because right now I think the protagonist is just a little bit flat.
Yeah, I want to know this protagonist a little bit more.
Why are they so desperate to, want to fit in with the cool kids? What was their experience? Why is it so hard for them to? Why is their approval so important that they're willing to go and risk getting groped by strangers in a dark room? Like that's a big leap.
Yeah. Eyes Wide Shut.
Well, Eyes Wide Shut is. Well, with Eyes Wide Shut, that's a weird, like, Kubrick's whole thing, and that, I mean, that's a whole thing into itself. I'm not going to get into that.
Well, I think either way, I think there's some this is why this is a really good crowd of readers. And actually, if there is another part to this in the future, perhaps we'll give that a read just to see where it goes. Maybe not. I don't know. But if we do, it would be kind of cool to get the same group back together so we can keep evaluating it.
Yeah. Suicide.
See, that's
the thing that's getting me. It's just like, and then suddenly he committed suicide. And it's
like, what? Like no remorse, no feeling of, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. Like this person just died, and they're acting like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think, I mean, I don't mind there being a support group, but what would be more interesting is, like, maybe he got like he found it, like, in his mailbox, or like it just got slipped, like, support group, like, I noticed you have a gold piece, here's it, like, he gets it randomly, I don't know, like something of that nature, so that way then that leads into it, because I don't understand why this guy would suddenly feel remorse.
There's also, I mean, I guess there's also the idea that could come up where, like, if you question if the suicide is weird or not, it could be that it wasn't a suicide, but it looked like it. Like, maybe because this person told their friend how to cheat at the game, the people who run the game know.
Then he should be shocked still. Like, I can't believe he did this. Like,
yeah, but it's so blasé. It's like,
it's so, like, this is supposedly your quote unquote friend, even though it's a casual friend. You should still be like, oh my god, in shock, like, horrified. That shouldn't have been rushed. So
no, that's fair. Hey gang, how about we give this our freshness ratings and call it a night?
All right. I'll give it 4 out of 5 fingers on the hand that's groping you in the dark.
Oh God.
Wow.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll save mine.
I would give this arms spaghetti out of a group of hands.
Oh my God.
I'd give this 1 bad Yu-Gi-Oh ASMR out of 3 Funky Kong ASMRs.
I would. Oh my God. I would give this oh my God, what the fuck to a oh my God, what the fuck. It's a different tone, so.
I'll give this 3 out of 5 enterprising pawn shops.
There you go.
Wait, I
Yes.
get this, the rise of communism in Florida.
There you go.
Hey. Awesome. All right. Well, Eli, Kylie, thank you both for joining us for this episode.
Oh yeah, thank you for having us.
You know it.
Happy to. If people want to find your content, where can they go?
They can go to the Tube of the U's and go check out. We have 2 channels on YouTube. We have Animal Fact Files. And
I'm not important.
you're not
Don't-
important. Okay.
No.
Well, Eli's channel doesn't matter.
No, the other channel is Cinema Nippon.
And
Cinema Nippon.
Yes, Cinema Nippon.
Yep.
Nippon. Not Nippon.
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 Not
Nippon.
Nippon shop.
Nippon. Cinema Nippon shop.
Enterprising Nippon shop.
Cool. I will there will be links in the show notes and or description wherever you want to go there. Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
thank you for joining as well.
Yeah.
If people want to look at your stuff, is there stuff do you want people to see, or are you good?
I don't really have an online presence, so.
Should I link them to Spike's traumatic flashback?
I'm gonna say they can find that.
Okay, you can look up Spike's traumatic flashback if you're curious about something. Oh yes, and then of course I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that we have the Boolympics going on, especially in particular our Creepy Cooking Staff Story Contest, which is going to be wrapping up at midnight on October 30th. So you basically have until the end of October 29th to get it done. The stories are 1,500.
The end of October 30th.
The end of October 30th is the deadline.
So at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on October 30th is when it's due.
Thank you. You want to fill them in on the rest of it?
Sure. You can look up this information at creativehorror.com, but your stories should be submitted to midnightmarinara@gmail.com. The information is there. There will be cash prizes and it's going to be, we're looking forward to reading your stuff. So this will be fun.
Friendly reminder, the stories are based on Creepy Cooking Staff prompts.
And again, look at creativehorror.com. You'll see the creepy cooking staff prompts.
There will be links there. And hey, if you want to be a brave person like PostMortemCreamPie, by the way, thank you again for sending us this story and being willing to put up with our critique. You can email those stories to submissions to midnightmarinara@gmail.com. They will join our queue. Patrons of the show do get priority when it comes to the queue, but it also depends on when and how I get the stories. And we're trying not to do whole series right now. I didn't know this was going to be a series when we started, but based on what I'm seeing, there's not more of it yet. So that's fine. Send us anything you like, just as long as it's your work.
If they want
to get to the beginning of their thoughts on a series, then that's something too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can email submissions to me at midnightmarinara@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on Patreon, there is a patron that will also be linked, and the people who listen to that get the choice dregs, which are the bits of the show at the beginning where we warm up and those bits get cut out. There's also a big backlog of old past bonus features from both this and Midnight Marinara. We do have a new Midnight Marinara episode coming out at the end of October in time for Midnight Marinara's 7-year anniversary. We want to make sure we revive the show every year to do at least one new episode. And this one is going to be a cool one that was written by Kaela. So be sure to tune in and listen to that. And as always, the ending of this show eludes me. So I'm just gonna say,
I don't know. Don't fall asleep.
don't.
Mwah! That's a ghost kiss.
Good ghost kiss. I prefer ghost kisses to ghost hands. Any day of the week. Anyway, and also don't forget to keep an eye out for Whispering Kaiba ASMR.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That links in the description.
Good evening, intrepid listeners. This is the Pasta Shade, the host of Midnight Marinera, and this podcast is part of CreativeHorror.com, a network of podcasts and creators working together to build a constructive community of horror fans. For more content like this, visit us at CreativeHorror.com.